It is 12:30. Welcome back to our special First Alert Weather Day coverage here at Fox 12.
We want to get to Connor McCarthy. The last time we saw him, he was right by a downed tree. We understand, Connor, you are now driving around to check out some other areas being impacted by this storm. Connor, are you there?
Yes. Can you guys hear me all right?
We can hear you. We're not. Oh, there you are.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah, we hopped in the car to get a little warm, and yeah, we're driving around the Bethany area right now to kind of check things out at the moment, and the wind has died down, like I said, about 20 minutes ago. The snow has died down a little bit, so we decided to check out the road. So let me flip the camera around so you can kind of see. I mean, it's so cold. We're having trouble keeping our windshield defrosted. We're doing our best. My photographer just got out of the car to try to scrape some stuff off. We have the defroster blowing right now, and you know it's working pretty well. But right now we're on Northwest Cornell, and you can see that all the snow all over the ground. The center of the road where the lane is pretty well clear, so we're able to kind of give an idea of where the lane is at the moment. We haven't seen anything really too treacherous, no cars that have spun out at this time, so the roads are pretty clear at this moment. And you know, we're coming from an area where there have been a lot of downed trees and downed power lines. We got word from neighbors in the neighborhood we were just at here in the Cornell area, and you can actually, we'll pause for a second. We can see the wind blowing up this snow. It's creating quite some drifts that are hitting our car right now, making visibility pretty tough to see the road. My photographer's doing a great job taking it slow and kind of white knuckling it right now, but he's doing good at staying on the road and making sure that we're in that lane. But there are some reported power outages here in the Bethany area. But we're trying to see if there's any more downed trees as well as downed power lines, and we'll do our best to, you know, find those and bring those to you guys here live on TV. But for now, reporting in the Bethany area, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.
You know what I noticed was really precarious, and I'm sure Tony would be able to chime in on this at some point too, is when you look at where Connor and his photographer are driving, you really can't see the lanes.
You can't.
Right? And so some of these roads have 2 lanes, some of them have 4 lanes. It's really precarious out there.
And really that ice over on the windshield, the ice that they're seeing there that's not melting tells another story, because if you get that layer of ice on top of the snow, I mean, look at that. So, you know, just obviously we've been saying it all morning. We are out there. Our crews are fully equipped. Our news vehicles are fully equipped. And the only reason we are out there is so that we can show you at home why you need to stay there. And I know it seems counterintuitive, but these are important pictures to show you. And we thank our crews for being out there to give everybody an idea of the conditions.
All right, we want to head back to Mia Villanueva, and we joined her earlier this hour with a look at a massive tree that is down.
Yeah, and this is kind of near Terra Linda Elementary School. It sort of bridges the Cedar Mill and Oak Hills neighborhoods where you are, Mia, right? So tell us what you're seeing, because last time we saw you, it was pretty treacherous over there.
Yeah, Kim and Shauna, to be specific, I'm on Northwest 143rd. So we were here around 10 this morning. We saw 2 downed trees. We came back at noon. Take a look at this. Walk with me this way here. You can see a truck kind of trying to figure out how he's going to get past this tree because it is massive. And you know what? I think my photographer said that he has a saw. Here, let's come take a look at what he's doing. And I really think this is just a good Samaritan trying to clear this tree. We're going to be careful to give him space. But yeah, it looks like he's using a manual handheld saw.
Wow.
Hi, sir. I'm Mia. I'm with Fox 12. What are you doing out here?
Well, I'm actually on my way to get a dog out of the house. My daughter is dog sitting, but you can't get to the house. So I'm going in my truck, and shortly after I left, I came back home and brought a saw and clippers.
Oh my gosh! So you just Good Samaritan going out of your way to clear out the road?
Well, partly and partly for my own,
for your kid.
selfishly for my own trip here.
Gotcha.
And I got clippers too.
Gotcha. What's your name, sir?
Oh, Andy.
Andy.
Andy Bedford.
Nice to meet you, Andy. Thank you so much for doing this. I know it's for your daughter, but this is great.
Well, if I cut a few branches off it, this would be pretty passable. The one on Burton is a huge tree with 4 trunks.
Wow.
Crossing the road completely, so I gave up after the first one.
Yeah, stay safe. Thank you so much. How much do you think you're going to be able to get off with this handheld saw?
Well, you can see it's got about an 8-inch span from here to here. So technically, I could probably cut through a 16-inch trunk, but I'm too old to do that.
Well, we appreciate you being out here anyways. Thank you so much. I want to show our viewers how big this tree is. Be safe.
Oh,
we'll be back. Thank you so much, Andy.
You want me to stay here for...
No.
Oh, no, you're okay. You get to work. Thank you so much. So nice, clearing the road for his daughter. I love that. There are so many good Samaritans in our community, Kim and Shauna. I'll tell you, when we were parked over on the side of the road, waiting to go live again, so many people stopped their cars to ask us how we're doing. So it's really heartwarming to see. But I want to show you this. Take a look at this. Look how strong these winds are. It's insane. This wind took down this tree by its roots. Take a look at the roots of this tree. And again, this is the third tree we saw down when we were here around 10 a.m. Another tree in the road over there, and then another one a little bit further down south. So there's no power lines on this side of Northwest 143rd, but there are on the other side. And I will tell you guys, this wind is still blowing. It's howling. I don't know if you can hear it. It's picking up again, picking up more so, from when we saw you over a little bit earlier at noon. So it's picking up again. We just want to caution drivers, really be careful out there today. This is the risk that you're running being out on the road.
It really is. It's stunning to see these pictures and the sizes of these trees that are coming down. I mean, they're not just big limbs. They're actual whole trees that are coming down.
That whole area, just really high winds. Katie was telling us, I think, 40-something miles an hour in Bethany, and then almost 40 miles an hour in the Cedar Mill area. And so that whole swath of neighborhood is just getting a lot of trees coming down. And I want to say that Andy, who she was talking to, mentioned Burton Road. That is just right up the next light from where Mia is. And that is Burton Road, where it sounds like there's another massive tree. So maybe our crews can make it over there and show us that as well, at least for later today. But just a good reminder to just be cautious.
And I think the important thing to remember, too, is if a tree goes down near where you are, you want to be extra cautious because you don't know if there's a power line there, and you need to be really careful because they can be difficult to see. Let's take a look at this. This is a tree that came down in northeast Portland. This is on Cesar Chavez Boulevard, really created a big mess. This is between Laurelhurst Place and Hazelfern Place. This was earlier this morning. Crews worked to clear it. The Portland Bureau of Transportation asked people to avoid this area. We don't know if it's completely clear, but again, if you don't have to go out, it's best not to, because you never know what you're going to come across in the roads today.
Yeah, and Kim, you know firsthand. I mean, we talked about this a little bit yesterday if you're watching Good Day Oregon, but a tree came down on your home several years ago.
Yes.
And so it is something, it's a very real risk. We have beautiful, tall, big trees in our area, and we've seen them coming down on homes. We've seen them coming down on cars. Them coming down on a tent where some people who are homeless were camping. So this is a very real risk that we're taking in our neighborhoods right now.
We see the snow blowing around. That wind really is creating so many problems today.
Yeah, Joe V was in the Gresham area where we've seen trees coming down onto homes and condos, damaged a Subaru dealership sign. So he has much more. Take a look.
We are on Powell Boulevard, just outside of Gresham Subaru. Obviously, snowfall, something we've been talking about in the days leading up to this, but strong winds, also a major issue here on the east side of the metro area. Look at this sign right here. I don't know if you can tell from our vantage point, and boy, the wind is in my eyes, snow is in my eyes, but it has basically kind of knocked over that large sign, and it is waving around there when we get these strong gusts of winds. Yeah, you can see it. They're moving right now. Kind of precarious. That is a very large sign. We're trying to keep a safe distance because if that thing snapped off, you do not want to be underneath it. That is for sure. I will tell you, we have been this morning throughout a number of areas on the east side of the metro area. In southeast Portland, we were at two separate homes that had trees blown on top of them. In addition to that, we drove around Clark County where they had a blizzard warning, and that was announced yesterday by the by the National Weather Service, I should say, because of high winds and snowfall expected today. And yes, definitely these strong winds are a major issue. I will tell you firsthand, hopefully you're watching this while sitting inside your warm home. Boy, these gusts of wind, it takes that cold temperature and makes it just that much worse. So when they talk about wind chill, this is what they're talking about. It's very chilly. Obviously causing all sorts of issues there, from knocking around signs, knocking down trees, in some cases knocking out power. It is a very, very cold and windy day here out on the east side of the metro area. So I'll say it for the umpteenth time, if you don't have to be out in these conditions, you really don't want to be. Very unpleasant, very cold, and potentially dangerous when you have snowfall combined with these very high winds. Reporting in Gresham, I'm Joe Vithaithil for Fox. of Oregon.
Wow. Okay.
That was scary to see that sign waving like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Connor McCarthy has been out and about driving around in Washington County. And I mean, just look at this view here. We can just see how bad those are.
Connor? We apologize, as you can tell, with the
situation here.
Okay, go ahead. We apologize, Connor. Your shot has been breaking up, so just take it away. Where are you?
Yeah, we're here in Washington County on Northwest Cornell Road. The wind is making the shot a little hard to get connected to the station, but as it slowly pans, you can see this tree here. It looks like it exploded on top of this traffic light. It's on the intersection of Northwest Cornell and Northwest 118th Avenue. This two traffic lights completely destroyed here. The Washington County Sheriff's Office is here trying to make sure drivers that are out and about avoid this this pile of trees and branches and pretty much everything that has fallen on the road here. It's quite a sight. You can see that there's a traffic light dangling by a cord there from the post that it was connected to, and this is more than likely because of the wind. But like I said, this is a pretty incredible sight. It looks like these trees just straight up exploded on top of this traffic light. And you know, there's scenes like this all across the metro area. I know Joe was in Gresham showing down trees over there. We did get a viewer email say that a tree fell on his house in Beaverton, and we were on our way over there to talk to him when we stumbled across this. And you know, more than likely, as we're heading out to Beaverton, we will probably see more scenes like this. And you know, there are people actually getting out of their cars over there, you know, taking a picture of this, which is pretty dangerous. We don't know if that traffic light will stay where it's at or if the wind will eventually snap that free. But it is a pretty dangerous situation out here, and we're gonna hop back in the car to get warm and head down to Beaverton to talk to that gentleman with that tree in his house. But for now, reporting live in Washington County, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.
It makes me incredibly nervous. Let's stick with the shot for just a moment. Well, to see the people out of their car standing underneath these lights.
And if you're familiar with this area, and I apologize, Kim. Yeah, this is terrifying because you don't know when a gust of wind is going to hit them. But this is Northwest Cornell, if you missed it, and Northwest 119th. I actually used to live right there, up the hill from there. So if you kept going a little further down Cornell, you'd find that little Timberland shopping area with Market of Choice, that area. I mean, this is a very well-traveled road. It's Cornell. I would say don't get out. I mean, that's scary. That is scary.
And you know, you have to wonder. I'm sure emergency personnel is very busy. They can't keep up with everything today. Even just to have anyone come out to put cones up or keep people away from these areas where we're seeing the down trees, the down lines, and yet another person walking here, but thankfully across the road from where this is.
I guess we can't say it enough. I mean, if you can stay home, if you do not need to be out in this, you really shouldn't be, because this just tells you at any moment a tree could come down, power lines could come down, the lights could come down, street signs. I mean, it's a dangerous situation out there today.
Very much so.
Wow. Well, you know, the first snow, as we've told you, it started in Salem before working its way north. Deborah
Gill has been here throughout the day, and she is bringing us another picture of what you down in the Salem area are dealing with, and to show us up here in the metro area. Deb, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but it is still coming down, but it's not those fat, fluffy, dry flakes. It's icy kind of snow that's falling, and it's starting to really pile up on the roads here. In fact, we had shown you earlier that the city crews had come out with their sanding trucks and laid sand down. That's all covered up now. There is no more real sand on the road. And here's what people are driving on. We showed this to you earlier, but it bears repeating. It snowed, then there's like a quarter layer of ice, and then it snowed some more on top. So there is some real crunch underneath. It's a good thing that there is snow now on top, because it makes it a little easier to drive, but then you hit ice and then snow underneath, and it takes a while to even get to pavement. So if you have to go out, like we've said, people don't seem to be having too much of a problem here in the Salem area. But if it turns icy again, like if the freezing rain starts to fall and we get another layer of ice, that's when it really gets dangerous. So you just really want to be careful. The best thing to remember is slow is pro. Don't go fast. Don't get in a hurry. So you give yourself time to stop quickly if you need to. Kim and Shauna, back to you.
Boy, Deb, you're such a trooper. You have been on the air since early this morning, and during these rough conditions, my goodness, and ever-changing throughout the morning.
Yeah, thank you, Deb. We appreciate it.
All right, take a look at this, something to bring a bit of a smile to your face on this very serious, heavy day. Yeah, the parents of one of our producers sent these photos in from Clackamas County. They say as soon as they put food out for hummingbirds, they swarm. They also put a light up over the feeder to keep it from freezing, as you see there. So just a reminder, don't forget about our friends in these conditions. And if you'd like to submit photos, Camilla Ortiz is here to explain.
Hey everyone, Camilla here. I wanted to show you how to submit weather photos and videos super easily using the Fox 12 weather app. It's the absolute best way to get those images to us that we can then use on TV. So you open up the Fox 12 weather app, lower right-hand corner, you see that submit button. So I'm going to tap it, and then you see add media here underneath the weather section. You hit add media, and then you can access your camera from there. Really easy.